Hello folks, this is your host Nee B here again with another RFEFP. Are you ready for this little beacon of light? The traffic controllers of the sea, the mediators of the space where sea reaches land, where their motto is, at sea the principal danger is land. Now the lighthouse folks, and does their light really curve out at sea? As it must do 100% if you still think that you live on an oranged earth. Well, laser lights say not, your line of sight says not, and rays of light say not. But heliocentricity theorizes it's the wonderful and magical force of gravity mixed with refraction that curves the light and which forms the curvature on the earth. Now, of course, folks, light can bend through a prism, but can it actually curve out at sea? Can we test this out for oneself? Well, yes, we most certainly can. So if you or I was to take a straight stick and a lamp and just see if you can throw a shadow around the corner of a square box or cube or balloon. Now, regarding the line of sight, just look and see if you can actually see around the corner of a house and over the top of it. Now, yes, of course, folks, there is a form of refraction and reflection on the plane Earth, and either may produce an image of a substance, but it is never the real substance. Never. So if the horizon or the Earth was actually curved at 8 inches per mile squared Pythagoras theorem, then the light from any lighthouse on the plane would be pointed into the sky from miles out at sea and not level straight. What sea navigators see with their level line of sight at sea level. There is no argument to this fact, folks. Now, all ships, vessels, massive cargo boats would not be able to see the light from any lighthouse because the lighthouse light would be somehow leaning backwards in the opposite angle or direction to the vessel. This is the wonder of spherical trigonometry, also known as the Pythagoras theorem, that dictates the curve of Earth is a simple equation being 8 inches per mile squared, and that is the law, folks, so it must adhere to it for the oranged earth theory. Now, all navigators and pilots use plane trigonometry and not spherical. And this is also another fact, folks, as we Zetics know, and so do most of you really, that the 8 inches per mile squared equation and spherical trigonometry are clearly and practically impossible calculation formulas and badly worked out mathematically. So if the 72% water on Earth we know is horizontal and level, obviously waves and storms, etc., but lighthouses, folks, the light can be seen and have been reported their light rays as far out as 42 miles away. Some a lot more than that. 42 miles away. Now this means, folks, meaning that the vessel, by the law of spherical trigonometry, 996 feet below the horizon. And that's a whopping 300 meters. So they would not be able to see those level, straight light rays. But they do, folks. They really, really do. And this is just one of the many accounts that have been written and recorded down. And another is the Bluff Light in Natal. Has been seen from 30 miles away. And this lighthouse stands at 280 feet above sea level, so should have been 298 feet below the horizon, also allowing a massive 20 feet for the height of the observer. or for any doubters thinking that we do not live on a plain earth. The Lighthouses of the World, folks, is an incredible book for one's own proof of how far they can actually be seen as far out for detailed reference. Now, if a lighthouse light is scientifically, folks, seen just a mere 15 miles away out at sea, then the globe Earth really is an impossibility. So why don't more people seem to care to know about this very fact? It is so very basic to get your head around. It is mathematically, practically, and categorically an impossibility if the Earth is a curved ball with a circumference of 25,000 miles, which it is so not. No matter how bright a lighthouse light or any other light-giving object, or non-light-giving object for that matter, it should not, could not, and would not be seen absolutely anywhere from a distance greater than where the so-called curvature of the Earth is. There is no curve to this Earth, folks. So no curve, no globe, okay? Their light rays and flashes of light are seen up to an impossible 50 miles far out on the oceanic plate. And this is a written fact, folks. 50 miles. Now, this can only happen on a plain Earth. All the plains, oceans, seas are more or less all connected together. Surprise, surprise. So it would stand to follow that they are all virtually of the same level. Now, a globe with level oceans would be a totally new concept in geography and mathematics, don't you think, folks? And this is also why a spirit level is filled with water and sometimes fitted with a laser beam for extra level straight. And does that curve, folks? No, it doesn't. Or we would have many, many wonky shelves in Burton Manor, and I'm sure you would in your abode. They use water because water is level flat. It's datum flat, as all standing water is 100%. And a laser light is used because the concentrated laser light rays are level straight too. Webster's definition of a straight line dictates that a straight line is the shortest distance between two given points. Webster's definition of a curve is a line of which no three consecutive points are in the same straight line. And so finally, they define level as not having one part higher than another, which is even, flat, smooth, horizontal, a line everywhere parallel to the surface of still water. What a perfect explanation of level flat. Now, the lighthouses, folks, are found on every single continent on the plain Earth apart from one: Antarctica. The so-called continent of Antarctica has no permanent population apparently, but it has nearly 70 scientific stations. Many of them are actually staffed all year round. Now, they have beaches, hot pools, volcanoes, and an actual river that runs red. Now, does that sound like an ice continent to you? Now, I may do a separate upload on this piece of paradise in the future, so hit the sub in case you missed that one. Now, only navigational beacons are considered to be lighthouses in the first place, and they are only if they have a height of at least 4 meters and a footprint of at least 4 square meters. So by this standard, folks, Antarctica has exactly 0 lighthouses in 2018. So how they have the cheek to claim that they have circumnavigated the globe from top to bottom, somehow without the traffic controllers of the South Seas to guide them. It's beyond me. No ship, folks, no boat, no vessel or submarine has ever gone from top to bottom and left to right, etc., etc., in any way shape whatsoever. This, folks, is actually impossible due to severe weather conditions in the south and the ice caps and massive ice barriers that are impenetrable. Again, you can read all about them and the severe conditions in a truly fascinating book entitled World Beyond the Poles to get a much deeper understanding of how dangerous the South Sea waters really are. They have and will only and have only traversed in a circle, folks, leaving the very deadly icy South Seas well alone, going east to west or west to east, bringing them right back where they left off, like you or I would if we walked in a small circle right now. A circle, folks, is not a globe. Now, a circle can be circumnavigated, a globe cannot be. The lighthouses of today play their part on the plane as well now as they first did invented way back in 1696. They all have to conform to the science fact of nature that the rays of light are level straight as the water, as your very own eyesight. There is no possible need or way for the light to be curved due to silly gravity and stupid refraction, as this upload has crudely explained. Lighthouses still save countless millions of lives every year, and they make sure that our goods and products are shipped safely around the plain earth in a circle. You live on a flat world and walk on a flat ground, not a hypothetical spherical cartoon one. So this, folks, is exactly the reason why the lighthouses of the world are another real flat earth fact on the plane. You know it and I know it. Thank you for your time and your attention, and I will see you in part 4 of this series. So until then, take care, good luck to you all. Keep flat.